I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And now we're gonna get into the flight. Ready? It doesn't rub.
What's up, guys? Eurostatics, we're back at it again. If you're new to the channel, what do? We just do car stuff. So if you're new, hit that subscribe button. If you're just watching again, welcome back. Today's video, we're talking about E46 and whether you should get springs or coilovers, cheap springs, good springs, cheap coilovers. We're going to mention all of that. So we're going to start off with that. I'm going to do highest to lowest, and then I'm going to tell you what I'm running and why I'm running that, and I'm going to give you a few hints to where you could get warranty on the coilovers you want to get if you want to get coilovers and all that good stuff. So if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Also, it is a bit windy this week, so if the video has a few wind sounds in it, I'm sorry. It is what it is. But if you're new, also follow me on Instagram and TikTok. So let's get it started. Alright, so first things first, pricing. Usually if you're just starting off, you're not gonna go buy $1,000 coilovers. You just want like something cheaper, but also you don't want to get, like, no shame or anything, race lands, which I've had before on multiple cars, or something like that, where it's either get cheap coilovers or get good springs. So I want to start off with that, but first I'm gonna go from top, which is the best, to the lowest. Okay, so for the highest ones, and I'm not telling you which coilovers to get, I'm gonna tell you like a few names. Like, it all depends. Are you going for track stuff? Are you going for looks and like you just want something to get your car slammed to the ground? It all depends on your choice. But for coilovers, I suggest going with BC coilovers because you could kind of get through all those stages with that brand. It has stiffness adjustment, height adjustment, you can adjust all that stuff, and they are $1,000, which is kind of on the pricier range. But there's a website which I'm gonna put in the description below, and with that one you get lifetime warranty. So if one of them gets messed up, take them, swap them out, and you got brand new ones for free, no charge. So I'm gonna put that in the description. But for coilovers, do a lot of homework because you need to know what spring rates you need and all that stuff, how low you want it. So it all depends on you and whatever you prefer to do with it. So that's the first one. So if you want BC coilovers, Broadway static, there's a lot of other good ones. I'll probably list them down below. So that's your highest option, and now we're gonna go to the lower options. Okay, so now for the high range, that's out of the way. We're gonna talk lower range, which is usually around 500 to 300 to find something decent, which is either coilovers or springs. And for coilovers, $500, you might find something that is decent. And for 300, it's just gonna be, just don't even go there. So springs are usually around like 250 to 350. So it's all up to you. The H&Rs I have on this one are 300, 320. And then there's another one that's even lower, and I'll have the link in the bio for like all the things I'm listing off. But for springs, you can either do that, and if it's either between like crappy coilovers, like $300 coilovers, or springs, I suggest going with the springs because they will last longer. And if you do want to swap out in the future, you can always sell them because springs will never, like, these springs are built with quality, so they're never gonna go bad. So that's the thing. But if you want something more expensive, around $500, there's a lot of other like coilovers online. I don't know like their reputation and how good they last, like if they'll last you for a few years or like 1 or 2 years. But if you want something with like camber control, where you could adjust the camber in the front or anything like that, there's a few that I'm gonna try to post, like whatever that's good. If I find any good ones, I'll try to post that in there. And so if you want something really good, I think BC coilovers. If you want something around $500, there's a few decent coilovers that you could get. Or if you're looking something for a really low range, I would just go with springs. So up to you. At the end of the day, I went through the mistake of buying something cheap because I don't have that much money, and then like a year in, the shocks failed, the springs were bad, like the car was just rubbing horribly. And usually with the cheaper coilovers like Racelands and stuff like that, the car is very bouncy and the springs don't have a lot of like spring rate to them. So at the end of the day, do a lot of homework, and I'm gonna list what I suggest in the description so you can see what might work for you and then go from there. But with the BC coilovers, you can always like adjust what rate you want, and they could make you custom springs. So that's the good thing about going with the more expensive ones that you won't get with the cheaper ones. So since we're done with that, I'm gonna tell you what I have and why I went with that. So let's go get it. Okay, so for what I'm running, right off the bat, I was thinking about lowering it, but it was my daily, so I didn't, and I just got shocks for it because the shocks were pretty bad. And then once I had already warranty on the shocks and I decided to lower the car, I just went with springs because I already had warranty on the shocks, so it's kind of pointless to just throw that away and get coilovers. And it was because I got new wheels, and the car does look a lot better lowered. I think it was about an inch in the front, in the back, and then about like 1.2, 1.5 in the front. And it doesn't rub at all. I'll put what wheel size I have and everything. So if you want springs, these are H&R. And the good thing about these springs is it's basically like, I should have drawn it out. It's like two springs kind of compressed together, where the top part kind of flexes a little more and the bottom one doesn't. So if you have weight in the car, it will get a bit lower, but it won't exceed that. So that's the good thing about springs, which you're not really gonna get with the cheaper coilovers. So if you want something like that, that would be better if you want daily the car and like have fun with it. But if you want something where you could kind of adjust the height, because for this is what it is, and you can't really do anything to lower it even more. So at the end of the day, it's all about you. Think whatever works best for you. Do a lot of work, like a lot of homework on it to see what will benefit you the most. I'm gonna have like an idea, everything in the description, so that should help you out. But at the end of the day, it is your car. Hopefully you do find something that fits you the best. This is what kind of fit me the best. That's why I went with that. So at the end of the day, it is your choice. I hope this video helped you out. If you did like the video, hit that subscribe and like button, and add me on Instagram. If you have any questions or anything like that, hit me up there. I'll be quicker to respond to you. So that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. Peace.